Okay. Good stuff. Alright, we're recording. We're live. Everything looks good. Alright. Getting a little outdoor workout in today. It's going to be hitting some carries. Going to be rocking a little flexibility at the end as well. So, feeling a little fatigued and beat up today, so I thought a little bit more of a recovery style was probably in order again. This will still be like a reasonably challenging workout. We're going to be hitting the carries with 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, and switching between various different styles. And if you do not have the space for carries, it's okay. I'll offer some modifications you'll be able to do if you're following along at home. So, welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Jason Ward, Ward's Way to Fitness, and I've been rocking along this lockdown with some extra workouts for those of us who are not able to leave the house. So, it's a nice day here in Nova Scotia, so I thought I would rock an outdoor workout, enjoy a little bit of sun while I get a little bit of a sweat on. It's starting to cool off a little bit as it's getting into the evening now, hence the reason that the sun has actually fallen down into the frame here, but hopefully it won't affect the stream too much. Should be a pretty quick workout. We're looking at probably 45 minutes to an hour tops. Again, just want to get some work in, get some blood flow. We're going to work on our core, our shoulders, and really challenge the upper body more than anything today. But we got to get warmed up first. So we're going to start today with some dynamic stretches. So we're going to start with some shoulder circles, so small circles. And you want to gradually let those circles get bigger as long as you still have control of your shoulder blades. Okay, so the key here is not to let your shoulders come up towards your ears. You want to keep them pinned down and back as you move through those circles. So if you can't get a big circle, you have to keep those shoulders down. Maybe smaller circles is better for you, then you do that. All right, so no set time frame. We're going to switch directions now to backwards. Same thing, starting small. Gradually let those circles get bigger, keeping the shoulders pinned down and back as we rock that range of motion. And that should start to loosen up through the shoulders. Open you up a little bit, making sure we're mobile for today's workout. All right, we're going to switch. Swing those arms right over left, left over right. Try to give yourself a little bit of a hug and then open up through the pecs. Again, go based on feel. All right, so when you're feeling like that area is nice and loose, you can move on to another area from there. All right, and let's switch it up. We're going to swing those arms back and then up and come onto the toes, and then back and onto the toes, and repeat. So a little bit of a hinge forward as we bring those arms back. Stretch them up overhead. All right, I should be starting to loosen those shoulders up a little bit. So we're going to do some walking lunges next. No weight required. Okay, so I'm just going to be lunging away from the camera. Basically, keep the core nice and tight. Take long steps. Control the range of motion. Keep that core tight as we go. All right, so step. Nice long steps. Drive the ground away. Try to sink that back knee right down to the ground if you can. Now we're coming back to the camera. Shake those legs out a little bit. All right. And let's hit 10. Ground to overhead. Again, keeping the core nice and tight. We want to extend that bell up over the head. So if we've got a dumbbell, this works just fine as well. I got a kettlebell, but we want to grab the bell, bring it up to the chest, press it up over your head, bring it back down to the ground. 10 of those. Good, good. All right, we're going to do some halos next. So you're going to want to bring that bell up to the chest again, and then we're going to be cycling around the head. Another good one to get the core working, get the shoulders working before we get into the workout. So bring that bell up, and you probably are going to want to flip it so it's upside down. If you've got a dumbbell, obviously, that's not going to be essential. I want to go 5 in each direction. Keep those elbows in nice and tight to the head. That's 5. All right, very good. All right, now we're going to be lunging again. We're going to hit 3 rounds total of this combo of movements. So let's go for a little lunge. Again, really work that range of motion. Taking nice big steps. Try to get that back knee down to the ground. So this workout should have us a little bit more controlled heart rate than the last few that we've done. So we're probably looking at a lot more green if we're using our my zones, and a little bit less yellow. Okay? So the goal today is really just recovery over everything else. So another set, ground overhead, nice and tall. That whole body warmed up. Another set of those halos. How are we feeling out there? Let me know in the chat. Oh, that's a few bugs. Left my water over here. All right, another set of lunges. Let's go. All right, more ground overhead. And that guy landed right in between my eyelashes there. Whew. All right, ground overhead, 10 reps. Shoulders should be starting to feel warm now. Legs are loosening up. Heart rate should have risen a little bit. We got halos, and then I'll start talking about what the workout's going to look like. All right, good stuff. How are we feeling? We ready to keep going? Whew. I know I'm feeling good now. a little bit more loosey-goosey, a little bit more prepped for today's routine. These bugs are going to be fun. So I'm going to set up my interval timer. Again, it's just a free app that I have for my phone. If you want to pick it up for yourself, well, it's free on Android anyway. I assume that you could find something similar on Apple phones as well. Geez, they are really intensifying. No big deal. All right, so it's 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. We're going to cycle between 3 single hand carries. Okay, carry number 1 is going to be overhead. Okay, so your goal is to spend the whole 40 seconds with the kettlebell, dumbbell, whatever you've got for weight in an overhead position. Okay, so you want to make sure that we keep the core tight, bringing that arm up so we're not hyper extending the back. Okay, so we don't want to see this. Keep that core nice and tight. Elbow should line up with the ear at the top of the movement. We want to hang out there for the 40 seconds. If you've got the space, try to march back and forth. So you bring that bell up to the shoulder, up overhead, and then you're going to walk. Okay, keeping everything nice and tight as we walk down and back, whatever kind of space you have. If you don't have the space to be able to walk, you can always march on the spot. Just hold that dumbbell up and pick those knees up as you march on the spot. Okay, that's fine. Once that 40 seconds is over, we're going to drop down into the rack position because that's going to be our next hold. Okay, so for 20 seconds, I just want you to hang out in that rack position before we get started with the 40 seconds. Okay, so basically, after you finish the 40 seconds in this overhead position, we're going to drop down into the rack. Wrist, fist should be right underneath of the chin. Elbow kind of pointed straight ahead a little bit. Doesn't need to get like super high, right? We just want it to be in front of the bell so we're not pointed straight down. Okay, so that gives a nice little shelf for that bell to sit on, and I want you to hang out there for 20 seconds. If that's too much, you can put the bell down and wait until that next round starts, and then pick the bell up into that rack position, and then we're going to walk for 40 seconds, keeping the core tight. Don't like shuffle or stutter step, right? Take nice solid strides as you walk, trying to keep the core tight and hold that position. Okay, that'll be 40 seconds, and then we've got 20 seconds rest again, and then we're going to come down into the farmer's carry. So again, if you can, for the extra grip challenge, hold on to that bell for another 20 seconds while you wait for that next round to start, and when that bell goes off, we'll start walking again, this time in that farmer's position. Okay, again, keep that kettlebell or dumbbell, whatever you've got, hanging just off the side of the body. Okay, so don't relax it here and collapse. You want to keep that core tight, shoulders back, and hold that position. Okay, and then you're going to walk, again, not shuffling, good, solid steps with a strong core. That is your goal. Okay, after you finish with that arm, take that 20-second rest before we switch over to the other arm. Okay, we'll be hitting the other arm, same drill, overhead first, rack next, at your side for the last one, and we'll cycle through for 30 minutes total. It's going to be a lot of carries. We're really going to challenge that upper body, probably get your heart rate up a little bit. We're going to work relatively hard here today. All right, hopefully you've got a reasonably heavy weight. If it's too light, some of these might not feel too challenging. That's okay. You can always extend out the sets. So if you're finding that you don't need that 20-second rest, maybe try to go for the full minute and then switch over as soon as that next minute comes and try to cycle through that way. You could always also extend even further if it's still too easy. Maybe do 2 minutes in that overhead position if possible, and then 2 minutes in the rack, and then 2 minutes at your side. Right, so you can adjust this workout however it suits you. I'm going to be running the clock with a 40-second on, 20-second off, but that'll give you an idea of where we're at as we're working our way through. All right, I'm excited. Are you guys excited? All right, let's get this party going. So, pull up my interval timer. All right, she's already ready to go. So, I'm hitting start, and we're going. Let's get this done. 5 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1, overhead carries. Let's go. Keep that core nice and tight. Set those shoulders. Nice long steps. As long as you still have control of that movement. I actually feel like that might not be. Oh no, that's at max volume. Okay, we're good. Let's go 20 seconds. Well, I've got a 50-pound bell in my hands here. That may be a bit heavy for some of you. Use what you got. 2, 1, into that rack position. And let's hold that there. Again, remember trying to get that fist right underneath of the chin, elbow up just slightly. We got about 10 seconds before we're into the carrying in this front rack position. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Keep that core tight, nice solid steps. So if you can hold yourself in these positions, you're going to get about 3 minutes of carrying time in each set. That's going to be a lot, all right? Really going to be a challenge to hold on to that positioning. Shoulders are going to burn, grip's going to burn, and that heart rate will slowly climb higher and higher as we work our way through. 3, 2, 1. Good. Down into that farmer's carry position. Again, strong core, strong shoulders. Try not to let the weight rest against you, so we don't want to collapse, right? Keep that posture up. Stay nice and tight. And we're walking again in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Again, remember, if you don't have the space, you can just march on the spot. Pick those feet up. Moving as we go. Definitely starting to feel like this 50 might have been a bit ambitious. Good. We want it to be a challenge. A good stretch at the end of all of this. Get a nice long break at the end anyway. And 3, 2, 1, 20 seconds. Good stuff. All right. One arm down. We're going to switch over to our left hand next. If we started with the left, then we're switching over to our right. Doesn't really matter. Same drill, starting with that overhead position. All right, here we go. Keep that core nice and tight. You are onto the left side, and the left side is your weaker side. You may notice that you feel a little bit less stable. The core doesn't feel quite as strong. You might have to fight to hold that position a little bit more tightly. All right, really focus in, keeping everything as tight as we can, but remembering to breathe. Again, trying to breathe through the nose. 2, 1, into the rack. That watch is very inconveniently positioned right now. Here we go. All right. So keeping that core tight, trying to hold that front rack position. Biceps might be a little bit sore if you did yesterday's workout. 2, 1, we walk. One might say we're trudging. We want to make sure that we stay tall, get that core tight. We're working hard. Trying to maintain that positioning. Ground's a little bit wet here. My feet are just loving it in my bare foot. Oops. 3, 2, 1, down into that farmer's rack position. All right, so we're holding that bell. Again, nice strong posture. Try to keep that arm off the body as much as we can. All right, you got 8 seconds, and then we're marching some more. All right, keeping everything nice and tight. Keep rocking through. Here we go. How are we doing out there? Following along? Hopefully we're getting a good pace set. 20 seconds down. Get all nice and tight. Carries are just a fantastic way challenge. Shoulders, grip. I think they're a great conditioning tool for many parts of the body. 3, 2, 1. There we go. That's 1 for each arm now. We're hitting 5 for each arm total. We got 30 minutes here. 6 minutes down. How are we feeling? Feeling good? I hope so. I'm ready for that right arm again. That left arm grip is definitely feeling it though. Here we go. All right. And we march. Nice strong position. Keep that shoulder tight. Keep that core engaged. Really working hard here. If you want to get a little bit more, you can try to march a little bit faster, but just maintain your control, okay? It's not running. Hard to maintain good posture if you're moving too fast. And the key is always to make sure the quality is top notch, okay? We don't want to sacrifice the quality of our movement to get more quantity, ever. All right, here we are, back in that front rack. This should feel reasonably comfortable, not like you could stay here all day, but like you're fairly strong, could stay here for a while at least. We're marching again in 3, 2, 1, let's go. How are those shoulders feeling? Probably starting to light up a little bit. That grip is probably not loving you. That's okay. You have to dig in. Find that mental reserve that helps you push through the pain. When we're uncomfortable, it's just a sign that we're doing work. The work is good. Work is how we get results. That's what we want. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Into that farmer's carry position. Keep those shoulders set. Don't relax against the body. The tendency right now is probably going to be to kind of let everything go lax. Keep it tight. I'm going to keep rocking these positions. All right? Can't quite hear my timer. 2, 1. Here we are. All right. So try not to put the feet like right in front of each other, but keep your path relatively tight. Okay? So we don't want to be taking steps out to the side. We're trying to keep the path relatively right in front of us. Okay? Oh, feeling that burn in the grip. Hold on to that bell. Don't you let go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Whew. That's going to get real spicy towards the end, I can tell already. So right arm is done for round 2. We're moving back to our left arm, unless we started with the left, in which case, vice versa. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Left arm. Keep that shoulder nice and tight. Holding that positioning. Carries really do challenge the entire body. Feel the shoulders, feel the grip, feel the legs a little bit perhaps. Ooh, that shoulder's getting shaky. Hold tight. 2, 1. Oh, I misjudged that by a little bit. All good. Keep that elbow in nice and tight. Fist right underneath of the chin. We're going for another walk in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Sometimes it's the boring work that really gives us the best results. Carries don't always look like much, and they might initially feel like you're not working too hard. Definitely get a solid workout from carries. And their carryover into so many other exercises is amazing. really transfers to your deadlifts, your swings, squats, everything. You get better at bracing your core, keeping yourself tight, holding on for longer periods of time. Here we go, down to that farmer's rack position. Keep those shoulders nice and square, holding that bell just off the body. This is where things are really going to start to get spicy. I can feel my grip wanting to give out already. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Lock in some more. Keep it tight. Again, try not to lean too much. I want to make sure we're staying nice and tall, holding that bell just off the body. Keep that core engaged. Stay nice and tall. Fight through that pain. It's temporary. It'll go. Almost 3 minutes to recover each time. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. 2 rounds per arm. Nice work so far. How are we feeling out there? I can feel my upper body getting lit up right now. I don't know about you guys. All right, back to the right arm again. Let's go. That shoulder tight as we walk. Not much downtime to grab water or anything, so make those breaks count. Shoulders tight. Again, you're trying to make sure we're not leaning, right? That core engaged. Two, 1, into the rack. Whew. My grip a little bit of a break here, actually. Whew. All right. The bugs aren't so bad as long as I'm moving, but the second that I stop, it kind of sucks. All right. 2, 1. Front rack carry. Let's go. Excuse me. Shoulders, grip, they're lit up right now. It's hurting. If you guys have got any questions for me, you want to talk fitness, nutrition, Star Wars, Marvel, whatever, I don't care. Ask some questions. Open book. This is a workout where I can do a little bit more talking than usual. 2, 1. Ugh. Into that farmer's carry position. How are the shoulders feeling? You feeling that grip? I know I am. This 50-pound weight is starting to feel pretty heavy. I don't know if you guys can hear the kids playing next door. Here we go. Where's farmer's walk? Posture nice and tight. Fight through with that grip. Sure your hands are screaming, wrists, forearms. They just want to let go. It's not time for that yet. We'll get there. And 3, 2, 1. Whew. Ah. All right, we're halfway now. So we got 3 more for the left arm, 2 more for the right arm, and then we'll be done. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Keep it tight. Feeling good. 15 seconds to go. outside your bare feet and you can literally feel your feet getting dirtier, that's literally me right now. And there we go. Into that front rack position. All right. Get in there. All right. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Walking some more. Lots of steps in today's workout. People don't give nearly enough credit to walking as a form of exercise for fat loss. It's definitely one of the best ways we can just get up and move. It doesn't take too much neural energy. We're not really wasting ourselves, so we can do it much more often. Farmers carries, rack carries, even the overhead carries, they'll challenge a little bit more, but it's not the same as some of those high intensity workouts that we've been doing this week. All right, and down. Farmer's position. We'll wrap up round 3 for the left arm. You got about 10 seconds until our last 40-second carry round happens, and then we'll be switching back to the right arm, and we'll have 2 more for each side. Let's go. Killing it. Keep working hard. Fight for those results. The grip definitely wants me to let go of this bell. It's all the mental battle right now. Keep your mind sharp. Fight through. Gotta stay focused. Really work to get your results. Not just gonna happen. You gotta earn them. That's the key. Sometimes you have to fight through some discomfort in order to get the results that you want. 2, 1, boom. Whew. Feeling like I'm at just the right level of intensity with the weight selection for this today. All right, 3, 2, 1. Back to that right arm. Let's go. Posture's tight, core is engaged as we walk. This is just enough switching, just enough time in each position that I feel like this workout is just flying by. What about you guys? You feel like this is flying by? You feel like this is taking forever? Okay. Whew. Shoulder is lit up. Keep it tight, keep it tight. All right. 10 seconds. And then we rock the rack carry. 3, 2, 1. We're off again. Really kind of focus on keeping that elbow straight ahead of you. Okay, a lot of people like to flare their elbow to the side. We'll avoid that, right? So elbow tucks in toward the body. Right? We don't want it flared out. It's going to put the challenge on the grip still. You're going to rock that lat, and that'll reach along the side of your core there as you walk back and forth. Ooh, doggy. Okay, good to know. Thanks, Brandy. I'm not sure what the range on this thing is. All right, we're walking some more. Let's go. So now I guess I know that I can't talk the whole time. That's fine. It's harder for me to talk the whole time. Grip is hurting. How much longer? 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, thank God. Whew. I wonder. Okay, let's see. See if that helped. All right. All right. I think it might have been using the laptop's mic instead of the mic I plugged in. So you can let me know if that's a little bit better. Really try to focus on keeping that core engaged here. I know things are hurting. Shoulders fired up. Grip hurts. Everything should be starting to hurt. All right, into that rack. All right, good to know. Thanks. All right, so we're in that front rack position again. I'll try not to walk so far away. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, just make some smaller circles. I guess I can walk pretty far in the yard here. Woo. I feel like my left arm wants to let go, even in this front rack position right now. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ugh. All right, bring it down. We're in that farmer's position. We'll just have one more round for each side. Oh, shoulders on fire. Grip is on fire. This last 40 seconds on this arm is going to be tough. But we're going in 2, 1. Let's do it. Whew. Oh. Oh, Jesus. 18 more seconds. Grip is screaming. Ooh, hold tight, hold tight. 2, 1. Oh, thank God. Whew. All right. So we got one more for each arm. And then we're all done. All right. Right arm. Let's get this party started. So you guys got any questions for me? Feel free to fire away. Chat nutrition, we can start fitness. We can chat Marvel, Star Wars, Supernatural, whatever. 15 seconds. That shoulder is hurting. 2, 1. Into the rack. Whew. Was Jar Jar Binks the real engineer? Or the real emperor? Emperor, yes. You think he was the Dark Lord of the Sith? I'm not opposed to this theory. I think that would have been amazing, and I'm so disappointed they didn't run with it. Full honesty. I think I might have hated him just a little bit less if that theory was legit. Do you imagine if you were like intentionally being that much of a doofus just to fool people? Like, that's some solid acting skill. I think maybe there were just fans that wanted him to be something more for sure. Because, you know, otherwise, why do we hate him so much? Ah. Whew. Shoulders and grip are ready to let go. Whew. I don't know that we can call him the Emperor. Obviously, the Emperor was the Emperor, but I do think Jar Jar could have been the Dark Lord. Definitely enjoy that theory more than basically everything in the sequel trilogy. 30 seconds, and then we're done with this right side. Whew. It burns. Hurts so good. Hurts so good. Okay. Come on. 30 seconds. 40, I mean. Just took forever. Whew. I'm doing pretty good, buddy. Whew. Thanks for jumping on the stream. Why do I think Disney went the direction they did? I don't think they planned the direction. I think that's the problem. Like, I really feel like they just kind of flew by the seat of their pants, which I really don't understand. Especially now that they've obviously gotten the message, and like you look at stuff like The Mandalorian and how much better that has been as a Star Wars product versus the sequel trilogy. I really feel like they just didn't know what they were doing with it, which is why The Force Awakens just felt like they loaded Star Wars into a cannon and shot it into your face. Whew. 3, 2, 1, into the rack. And then the story just got less coherent with each subsequent film after that. And I mean, there was so much backlash from The Last Jedi. I get why they wanted to change the story, but I definitely didn't like the direction that J.J. Abrams decided to go in trying to fix the story. It's trying to do too much fan service, and really you should have just had a story you were going to follow and tell it. Like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, say what you will about some of the films, but the whole thing in its entirety is just beautifully done. And that's what they need to do with Star Wars, and it looks like that's the direction that they're going now. So that's pretty good. And then obviously playing off the success of stuff like The Mandalorian, they're starting Marvel TV series too, so I mean Disney's gonna have money forever. Alright. 1 minute to go. Whew. It hurts so good. That grip does not want to last for this last minute, I'll tell you that right now. Oh, dude, you stopped after Captain America. The second Captain America is probably one of the best films I've ever seen. Winter Soldier is just amazing. Not like a Deadpool style movie, but more almost like a spy action thriller. He did such a good job. Chris Evans is a fantastic actor for the role, and the whole film just really was well put together, especially considering how it ties into the rest of the universe so effectively. 3, 2, 1. Yes! It's over. No more carries. My shoulders, my grip, they are hating this right now. That's good. Just let you know you had a good workout. All right. Good stuff. I will say that I don't think anybody has ever embodied a character more than Ryan Reynolds does Deadpool. That guy is Deadpool. There's just no one else could pull the role off the way that he did. All right. So that's our carries. I want to do a couple of stretches, particularly for the upper body. We need to loosen ourselves up. So you guys have more questions for me, fire away. I'll keep talking. as I stretch my body out, feel free to join in again. We're going to start with a simple shoulder stretch. We're just bringing that arm across the body. So try to bring your opposite hand either above or below the elbow. Don't push directly onto your elbow as you bring that arm across. And you should feel a light stretch through the back of the shoulder as you pull the arm across the body. And you just want to breathe into that stretch. And there's no like set time frame for stretches. You kind of want to go until you feel the muscles start to relax or you get bored, I suppose. But like 15 to 30 seconds is generally pretty good to hold a stretch. And you could do a few reps. The more flexibility you want to have, the longer you'll need to hold stretches, or the more reps of the stretches you'll need to do in order to get that. So always making sure you spend the appropriate amount of time based on the goal that you have. So I'm not really timing these at all, just kind of holding them. I mean, dude, it's been like years since I've seen you. So yeah, I've definitely put on a good solid amount of mass for sure. Which bike is the best for Mario Kart? Whew. I think a lot of that comes down to personal preference for sure, but my personal favorite is definitely the scooter. The one that anytime you played Mario Kart with me, you've seen me riding that bike because I think it's the best one. Oh, wow, my shoulders are tight here. All right, so trying to bring your hands together behind your back. You might not be able to reach. That's okay. It's about as far as I can get right now. Always too far ahead. That's just skill, Brandy, obviously. It's a blue bike. The tires make a big difference, I think, too. You want the slick tires, if I remember. I'd have to load it up. I assume we're talking about Mario Kart 8, too, and not one of the many other incarnations of the game, since Mario Kart 8 is the most recent edition, until they finally decide to do another one, that is. Alright. That is... this used to be so much easier, although there's probably a lot of blood flow making the shoulders a little bit broader at this moment, too, impeding my ability to stretch. But that's okay. So we should feel this one more through the front of the shoulder, a little bit through the back of the shoulder as well, as we try to stretch out. All right. I actually don't even remember the last time that I saw you, now that I'm thinking about that. How long has it been since you've been in Nova Scotia, Kamikaze? It's been a long time. Gun to my head, Sims or Animal Crossing. I have never played Animal Crossing. The Sims I have actually played. So, 13 years. Jesus. I cannot believe that it's been, it's probably been that long then since I've seen you. So, and those were the muscle building years of my life. So, of course, I put on some mass. Yeah, so I guess since I've never played Animal Crossing and I don't know what I'd be getting myself into, I'd have to pick The Sims. Because at least then I know what I'm getting myself into. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that style of game for sure. We're going to do a stretch with our kettlebell here next. Okay, so we're stretching out the triceps through the shoulders. And so you want to bring the kettlebell up so it's back behind your head, but keep your shoulders set, core stays engaged, and let the weight gently pull your arm down. Okay? This is going to stretch you out all through the side of your body here. And you want to try to keep that elbow up nice and high. And this is definitely a tough stretch. And I'm going to do something when I'm done that I would not recommend you do, and that is drop the kettlebell because I'm outside. I'm not super worried about it damaging the floor because, it's the ground. So this is a great stretch to loosen you up through this region, which is really good for getting you into that front rack position, which is important if you're doing a lot of kettlebell cleans and that kind of stuff, or squats or whatever. All right, that's good. So it can be really hard to bring that kettlebell back to the front. So sometimes I'll just kind of like scoop it out to the side just gradually as I try to bring the elbow back forward. But again, I'm outside, not super worried about the ground. So we're just going to let it drop there. Although I don't love the divot I made in the ground. Maybe I won't do that again. All right. Same thing for the other side. All right, try to keep that elbow in tight to the body and let the kettlebell pull that arm down. You should feel some stretch all along the back of the arm and down through the lats and across the rib cage as we hold that position. Whew. Sometimes when I'm doing this one, I'll just grab it with the other arm to switch. So like if I wanted to get the other arm, I would just kind of switch this way and then we're right into that other side. Okay, but okay, there we go. Bringing it back to the front. Whew. Feels good. All right, we're gonna do a few for the lower body. So I'm gonna move back from the camera just a little bit here. I should still be able to see the chat though if you guys have any more questions. Yeah. So we're gonna do what's called the nasty ankles. So we're still gonna be using the kettlebell here. Let's make sure. All right. So we want to kneel down to the ground. We're gonna bring that kettlebell up, and it's gonna rest right on top of the ankle. Okay. And then you want to move in as tight as you need to so that you can get your knee to come out past your toes. And you're just gonna gently shift your weight and that kettlebell forward until you feel a stretch along the back of your lower leg here. So this is really good for loosening up through the ankle region, getting your calves, your perineals, your tibialis, the muscles around the lower leg there to loosen up, which is really good for those of us who don't use our ankles enough, which is basically everyone. So I do kind of like to rock with this one a little bit, moving my ankle around to try to find any positions that are a little bit more tight than others. And if I find one that's particularly tight, I'll push into it a little bit harder. Oh. Those stretches I might hold for a slightly longer period of time. Can't quite see the screen from there, so I'm just going to bring my phone over. See if I can't pick it up over here. All right. And switching to the other side. So again, getting the knees in nice and close. Ooh, I am much tighter on this side right now. All right. Really trying to bring that knee forward, sitting back, bring your weight with it. You could do this with a dumbbell or really any weighted object. Even if you didn't have the weight, you could just kind of like push gently on your knee and get about the same effect. I find the dumbbell, kettlebell kind of just makes a little bit of a difference. They feel a little bit better. Oh, that hurts. Definitely a lot more tight on this right side than on my left side. Not what I would have expected. Oh, okay. Ground's a little wet there. All right. We're going to do a sumo squat sit to loosen up through our hips a little bit here. So you're going to take that squat, right? Dark Souls. You know what? I actually haven't played that one. But I've heard a lot of good things, and I've seen some of the gameplay, and I was thinking about possibly picking it up to give it a try. Is it available for Switch, actually? Like, I'm not even sure. As for the most part, all of my gaming has been on the Switch. Haven't really gotten into any of the other consoles right now. My laptop is decent for streaming, but not so great for gaming. So I don't play a lot of computer games right now. But
So same thing as with the nasty ankles, kind of shifting your weight a little bit when you're in the bottom of this squat. The weight doesn't make a huge difference again, but it does add a little bit to the stretch, so I definitely find that it helps. Oh. Whew.
All right. Here we go. So we're all stretched out. We got some work in. Feeling pretty good. Dark Souls Remastered is in fact on Switch. All right. I just have to go take a look. I definitely have like a backlog of games that I need to get into already, but it's fine. I could probably pick up another one. What style of game is it? All right. I'm going to stop the recording now, so those of you who are watching on YouTube, I'm going to be continuing this conversation here, but you won't get the rest of it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully catch you on the next YouTube vid.